Recording in progress.
There we are.
Terrible, terrible AI voice. Recording in progress. The AI voice sounds sickly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's because AI voice generation is getting better, but it really does kind of sound like they need to retire this AI voice. like, anyway,
Welcome to Shakeytown.
welcome.
I'm Brody Hubbard.
I might be Eugene George, but that's because I'm just looking. I'm Gene George. That's what I go by. Don't call me Eugene. You can call me. I don't really care. Honestly, at this point, I don't care. But I see my name Eugene up there, and so
Yeah. Um, we're recording on Tuesday, July 23rd at
right.
11 Pacific, and it feels in this day and age, in these unprecedented times, that we need to specify, because who knows what will happen on the
Yes.
landscape by the time this is up, between finishing this
What
course, editing it.
what insanity will ensue in the
Yeah.
next whatever 4 hours?
Yes. Let's quickly, very quickly, go down the list. Assassination attempt on Trump, Biden dropout, Kamala clinches the delegates and funding in like 24 hours.
Yep.
And already talk of a running mate change on the Trump ticket, ditching Vance because
He sucks so hard.
yes. Dean, can you explain to me the significance of Diet Mountain Dew? Besides
God Almighty.
song?
Well, because the libs are going to want to own you if you drink Diet Mountain Dew. I do not. What? Okay, dude. I don't throw this word around lightly, but what a chode! That dude is a fucking 100% chode. Like,
Yeah.
from his head to his toad, he's a giant chode. Yeah, I don't. I don't. He's the worst. Like,
Yeah.
like. I I guess I don't know, man. I'm trying to. I'm really racking my brain trying to come up with anything positive. He's not actively murdering someone
That
in
we know of.
the no in the videos that I have seen. He is not actively committing murder.
True.
Like,
I know some Appalachian people, and they have very poor things to say about them. So
oh yeah. Did you see that Insta reel thing from the dude who uh he just ate him? He ate him alive.
yeah.
Yeah, that was going around for a while. I shared that out on Insta and stuff. But yeah, no, he. I'm really trying to do the Kevin Meaney's dad thing and find something nice. He's not lazy and he's a homeowner. Uh, John Wayne Gacy joke. And I don't think he's a grifter. People are like, "Oh, he's a grifter." I don't think he's a grifter. I think he's I think he's just a jagoff. I mean, I really do think that, he is just
I understand the accusation about like personal branding, and when one uses
yes, stolen
kind of,
valor.
I think anybody who's been in the performing arts has played with persona and branding to some
Yeah.
extent. I know I have. I've
Yes.
played music under and written articles under, variations, pen names, things like that. Tried
Yeah.
to emphasize certain aspects of my interest or self over others. It's still kind of a juggle, because maybe I like the horror genre, but maybe I like Lana Del Rey. Like, and there's, different things you can kind of play up and celebrate about yourself. And he's gone all in on the, hillbilly
Yeah.
elegies.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not the first time we've seen a politician play up them, like Trump tried to market himself as an outsider for a long time. There's other
Yeah.
folks like that.
Yeah.
Biden,
Yeah. Yeah.
Biden, the whole like, I come from a steel town, blah blah blah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's yeah. So I guess is it is it really grifting when it's such a tired trope? I think the faux populist,
Yes.
is a super, like, old school, like, I'm a man of the people.
I live in
It's,
Arizona now. I see it all the time. I see
yeah,
it in local elections.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a guy running for sheriff that I know nothing about except that he wears a cowboy hat in his.
Qualified, 100% qualified. Not a lot of people can pull a cowboy hat off.
It's true. That's true. Lord knows I've tried.
Yeah, I haven't tried very hard,
uh,
surprisingly, because I love hats.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
yeah. So I don't. I mean, I that the fact that Trump wants to kick Vance to the curb already. I had not. You made me aware of that. I
yeah.
did not hear that yet today. Today I was going. I was skirting around the Biden's dying and in hospice care idiocy that floated around a couple days ago. Like, I
Oh,
just,
right. That rumor.
yeah, that patently false. Look, the dude's old, but it's not like he immediately became like he surrendered the nomination and pulled out of the race, and then he turned to dust like a mummy
Right.
at the end of a horror movie. The curse is lifted, and then Joe Biden turned to ash. Like, it did not happen that way. Like, I don't. And what's the point of that? What's the point of that rumor? Like, who is that hurting?
I think with all things, it's like an attempt to gum up the works as far as
Oh,
process things
chaos.
like that. I mean, I don't. I have registered in and out of the Democratic Party over the years, just depending on my mood, whether I felt like identifying as one. And they get a lot of flack for disorganization and not unifying on points. But with this, I fully believe that the process was vetted out before any announcement was
Oh,
made.
100%.
Even if Biden staffers were caught off guard by the announcement, which, by the way, it was my wife and former Shakeytown guest, Megan, who um, was the first to break the news as far as I'm concerned. She saw it on Instagram, notified me. It was a full 30, 45 minutes before it had hit
Yeah.
the rest of social media, before it had hit broadcast news. So I'm crediting Meg with the scoop. And apparently the staffers knew. I knew before some Biden staffers, apparently. Um,
Damn, son.
um, I was, by the way, in line at the Target pickup, uh, debating whether or not to argue with somebody on Twitter about whether or not Angel Reese was the first rookie in the WNBA All Star game to get a double double, because I was told she was only the first since 1999. Still an accomplishment.
Yeah,
And
if something takes that long for another one to happen.
yes, and certainly I have never scored a double double in anything. But in the midst of making that decision, the news broke. Um, and I have no doubt that they vetted out the process as far as Kamala Harris getting the money, getting the delegates,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
getting the endorsements. I'm not calling it a conspiracy. I'm just saying it's organized,
That,
orchestrated, maybe, but organized.
that, but see, that's the thing, is this not what theoretically your political party is supposed to do? And
Right.
the incumbent president, as the theoretical leader of the Democratic Party, if that guy says, yeah, I'm not going to do this anymore because it's obvious that everyone is starting to hate me, and this is terrible, yes, that's not a conspiracy.
Yeah.
That's like, if I'm like, hey everybody, it's time to fold laundry, and I've known that the laundry was going to be done for like a half hour, it's like that's not a conspiracy. That's me saying, hey everybody, it's time to fold laundry.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas the GOP actually has a giant Snidely Whiplash book of evil that they are that they are. I mean, that's not really a conspiracy either. If you take it out and you say, "Hey, everyone, look at all this evil shit we're gonna do." It's Project 2025. It's the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. like, like So I guess there's not a lot of maybe the word conspiracy has lost its meaning in this post truthiness era.
Yeah.
Like, we know what a conspiracy actually is, right? It's none of these things that you just said are conspiracies. I think I feel the same way now, to bring it back. I feel the same thing. It's like the word grifter. Like it's the word grifter and conspiracy have lost all the traditional meanings.
Yeah, yeah. And there's certainly bad grifters, which are hurting people, and then there's
Yeah,
fun grifters,
yeah,
like the woman, the immigrant who made all the DoorDash accounts for fellow immigrants that I just read an article about, where she would set up fake identities.
yeah,
These folks could make some money on the road and bypass the at the time easy to jump hurdles of DoorDash and Uber verification.
yeah. There you
And
go.
that was a great. I think it was in the Atlantic that I read that. Um,
Yeah, that's I see. I would put that under like culture jamming or whatever. There's a with similar kind of feeling where, yeah, I'm cool with that.
I
You know.
I'm remembering a book I lent you that you never gave back, and that's fine. About
Oh,
culture jamming.
yeah,
And
it's on my
I,
shelf.
okay, I forgot who wrote it, but I remember that the example he kept going to in that book was about cars.
Uh-huh.
And it was ostensibly a book about culture gaming, but really it was just this guy ranting about how much he hates
It's cars.
transportation society and thinks everything should be
Sure.
walkable.
Yeah, wait, it should 100%. I am down with that statement.
It was one of those books I was disappointed in because it wasn't more about what was written about. And I remember another book like that being the dishwasher guy, who the book was about him trying to get dishwashing jobs in all 50 cities. And he gave up after like 37. It's like, that's how you're ending this? You gave up? You're not doing all 50?
Just 37. It's fine.
Yeah. I know I've talked that on the show
What
before.
is it? What is it? I'm only going to get jobs in this states that were in the union by like 1876 or whatever, 50 or 37 states. Uh, Not counting territories.
Right.
Um, yeah. So it is. I have to say, to your point, it's nice that it's not a thing, even however much the dummies out there are trying to make it a thing, that it's just like, okay, he dropped out. That was, I'm not going to say shocking, but again, the unprecedented I hate so much. But it doesn't happen very often. It hasn't happened for 50 some odd years. um uh and it's but it happened, and now we're kind of like, okay, so there, she's the nominee, and or all but the rubber stamp from the convention, and she's got her money set up, and Biden's going to address the nation from his deathbed or whatever, and we're done, and then it's just a matter of now this unity. If this unity, I mean, looking at what's happened in the UK and in France, I'm hoping that this is the trifecta of I won't say backlash, because backlash has a negative connotation, of giving the radical right and nationalists and Christo fascists what they deserve. I think this, I hope this is the uppercut that Captain America is the Nazis away for at least another 4 years.
Yeah.
You know, that's I hope we can keep the messaging on point, and we know what the GOP is going to do. We all, I'm surprised they haven't started calling her Brown Hillary or something equally horrible and offensive.
Yeah.
And they're going to do that, and that's their plan, because they suck and they're terrible, and we know that. And so we just, every time, I just hope every time they say something like that, they just go, oh, that's good coming from this, from a fake hillbilly and a rapist grifter, because
Right.
criminal grifting, that's Trump's brand. That is
Yeah.
100% Trump's brand. And he's an incompetent criminal grifter. That's the part that drives me the craziest,
Yeah.
is the hero worship of him. Look, I grew up in Vegas. Casinos make money. It's hard to have a casino that doesn't make money. And Trump has failed at, I mean, Atlantic City is a little different environment, but not so different that, like, how can you not make money at a casino? Unless there's the mob was like skimming profits from him and threatening to give him concrete shoes. But like, you're an incompetent criminal grifter. You're not even a good criminal grifter. You're not even a suave, slick criminal grifter. You're an insane, psychopathic, failed criminal grifter. But hey, make America great again. Again.
Oh, all those Let's Go Brandon t-shirt stands that are around even my town,
Oh, yeah.
my part of Arizona. What are they going to do now?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I had some duct tape and some Sharpie. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they'll come up with something equally stupid.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, they've already attacked her for Kamala Harris for
mhm.
her parents not being born in America, and they say therefore that makes her ineligible to
Uh-huh.
be president, even though she was born in America,
Even though that's not a thing,
right?
that does not exist.
It said that she doesn't have children, so she
Uh-huh.
can't care about other people's children,
Of
even though
course.
she does have two stepchildren. Um, they say that she laughs too much,
Yeah.
and and then just like the usual gross things you would say about women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something terrible is going to happen, and we know it's going to happen, and it's going to happen over and over again until the election, and then it's going to happen past the election, and it's like, hopefully it. I If she's sitting in the big chair, I really don't care what they say about
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
like that's fine, but yeah, I really do hope that the Democrats keep their shit together. It's a big ask, because, again, as you say, it is known.
I think it was pretty amazing how I watched some of the hearing on Cheadle, the Secret Service director.
Don
Who,
Cheadle.
yes.
Wouldn't it be awesome if her name was DAWN Cheadle?
That would be.
Sorry, go ahead.
Like the bipartisan kind of calling out, like, you dropped the ball, your team dropped the ball. Apparently not the first time. There was another incident with somebody. I don't know who Jake Williams is. I just know that somebody got into Jake Williams's house and they weren't supposed to. Really, you're not supposed to just go into anybody's house without permission.
Right. Yeah, that's generally like that's a low bar. Like, if the Secret Service is supposed to protect everyone from that, they have the ball. The ball isn't even on the field anymore. They dropped the ball on the bus to the way of the game.
Yeah. And then just other things that have happened, like with staff problems, like somebody in Kamala Harris's detail going bonkers, and I apologize if that's an ableist term, but I mean,
well, they were playing the game bonkers.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Sorry, I haven't apologized in advance. I am having some sort of allergy thing going on right now. So
no worries.
I'm a little sniffly and snotty.
So yeah, like Republican and Democrat alike said, yeah, you screwed this up, and ended up resigning, I think, this morning.
Yeah.
So they can apparently call out their own when because she was a Biden appointee. So um yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's the thing is I honestly don't think that's ever been a problem per se, because it's, at least on the Biden side, I don't think that there's, look, the kind of partisan spoil system that that Trump tried to put in before he left office and was going to put in on day one, like that shit is legit a throwback to, I like so many things, a throwback to like the Andrew Jackson administration, where as soon as someone does, as things switch power, all of your cronies got jobs, and that's I mean it's a little more updated for prime time, but it's essentially the spoil system. It's like we want to bring back, you know giant business trusts. We want to bring back, you know the spoil system and super partisan politics. And it's like, okay, so my thought is, I feel like the Democrats don't do that as much, um which, when you're faced with, like, again, it's this stereotypical thing of, you've got one side who only cares about the rules when it benefits them and are willing to drag their feet on things. Mitch McConnell in the day, well, we don't appoint judges at the election year unless it's our guy and we want to pack the Supreme Court. It's like, the other half of that statement is invalidates any sort of rule of law. You benefit, so if you have one side going, very well, we'll adhere to these conventions and laws, and the other side is like, great, and now I'm going to punch you in the balls. And it's like, but you can't punch me in the balls, that's against the rules. Too late, your balls are already punched. It's like, how do you can't fight that. But I feel like the Democrats have never had a problem with, you know owning some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas the Republicans never ever own that stuff.
Yeah.
There's always somebody else that's doing something wrong that caused this problem, or it doesn't
Yeah.
matter, so
Yeah, makes
fuck
sense.
those guys.
um
Finished
shift.
hang on a second. I finished that, just reminded me. I finished The Bear.
Oh yeah, well, let's shift
I'm
gears
caught
to
up.
the what'd you think?
It's good. It's great. I mean, I don't have any problems with season 3. As a matter of fact, I have I have nothing but praise for season 3, if only because there's more Maddie Matheson in it. Literally every time he comes on screen, I go, "We're all gonna have cake because we're all best friends."
He definitely looked like he could be your little brother, so I see where why you're drawn to him.
Yeah, he's just a Muppet. He's just a human Muppet, and it's the best. All the facts are the best, and uh the cameo surprise fact brother,
Yes.
chef's kiss.
Yes.
So yeah, nothing but good things. I mean, honestly, like I don't know if there's a lot to pull apart except for an unalloyed. It was a lot. Matt Debenham on Instagram, Casey St. Ange's husband, um, put something out about The Bear and was talking about how basically, uh, the yelling school of acting from the first 2 seasons, and it really did feel to me like it was, guys trying to find a monologue to do for auditions. And I appreciated the fact that there was a lot of quiet moments, um, for acting to happen, as opposed to yelling moments for acting to happen. Uh, you know, yeah, yeah, good stuff.
Very cool. Very cool.
Good stuff.
I haven't been watching much lately. I was at the WNBA All Star event. WNBA Live took place in Phoenix on the Friday, the day before the game, and on Saturday. I only went on Friday. We'd kind of seen everything that we could. I took my 2 kids. We could have gone Saturday and seen a little bit, tried to see some more, but it was going to be an abbreviated day anyway. And my son had a basketball game of his own, which he won. And the celebrity or, the player appearances and meet and greets didn't quite work out like I thought they would. I'm very used to like the convention model where you like
Yeah, right.
get a schedule a photo op or walked up to a table. This was more of like they'd kind of cart somebody out 30 minutes, 45 minutes late, throw them on a stage and they'd say some words. And then just whoever could up front in the crowd gather around and get like something autographed, did.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah. Or, going up to a thing and being like, oh, I think Natasha Cloud, Phoenix Suns player, sorry, Phoenix Mercury player is supposed to, talk behind this wall. Well, how do I get behind this wall? Oh, we opened up signups this morning for the first 75 people, and you got to cut the line to do that if you were an Amex card holder of some sort. And it's like, okay, so there, I was never going to see this particular appearance.
Yeah.
Okay. But we got a lot of free stuff and got to shoot basketballs a lot and see my friend Kimberly who had kind of ushered me into this fandom. And Brianna Stewart from the New York Liberty walked next by us, so that was cool. It was fun. Just I probably wouldn't necessarily have to do it even if it was appearing in my town again, which it probably won't for several years but it was fun and it was free. That's the most important thing, especially if I'm still not under anybody's employ. Free is good.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, it was a fun event. Crowds were fine, not too annoying. And yeah, got a lot of posters and cool stuff that I brought home. And then the game was really good. It was the All Star selected upon by the fans against the Olympic team. And it was a pretty even game for the most of it until the All Stars pulled ahead, which everybody was really smug about. Like, oh, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, they beat all the vets, on the other team. When that's not quite how it went. Clark had a lot of assists, otherwise scored 4 points in the game. Angel Reese did great. But really it was Ogun Bawali's game. She did like a record like 34 points, I think. And so yeah, I'm excited. I think Team USA is playing Germany today. I have to track that game down. I think the Olympics have kind of begun. Like they haven't had the opening ceremony, but there's like,
hey, I am completely detached from the Olympics.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. What I'm not excited about is Beetlejuice.
No?
I saw the second trailer for that, and it looks really bad. It looks like really lame. Like it's just not funny. It's cool. It was cool in the teaser and the first trailer to see like the old gang back together, the surviving cast and anybody who doesn't have child pornography charges against them.
But registered sex offender.
Yes. But like I see the second trailer and you get to hear more of I'm using air quotes here for our audio only audience, air quotes, jokes. And
yeah, the thing that I took away from the new trailer for Beetlejuice is, do we need Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams again without any of the things that makes Wednesday Addams interesting?
It's Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams as Lydia Dietz Jr.
Yeah, totally. But I wasn't even getting any of that. Like, because if you think about Winona Ryder in the original, and even Winona Ryder in well, yeah, who doesn't? but if even in this, the little glimpses we see of her, she's being Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice. I'm not getting any real sort of read off of what's her name. She's got a Norse name. I don't even know her name.
Accurate.
I don't even know the name of her character. That's
Okay.
the thing. I know it's said in the trailer, and but yeah, so that's the thing that was my first kind of like, oh boy, and yeah,
Oh, Astrid. You're talking about Jennifer
Astrid,
Krause's character.
Astrid. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I knew it was some Scandinavian.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seemed like a toothless. I mean, maybe that's a Tim. Maybe Tim Burton went there. Maybe he went there on purpose because everyone, the Jenna Ortega Renaissance, you know, is at least mainstream is Wednesday related. So maybe he wanted to put her in the same boat. I don't know, but yeah, it just seemed. The thing I did appreciate of let me find something nice to say. The thing I did appreciate about the trailer, and it was only like 10 seconds of it, 15 seconds of it, was I've always liked the idea that Beetlejuice is funny, but he's not. But he's funny as an adjunct to him being an evil demon who's pretty self-centered. The selfie thing, like that, the like the in the first movie, the like slapping the metal thing in the mouth or tying her mouth up in this one, like those kinds of things, I like that for Beetlejuice because it takes it from like this place of it's going to be a wacky romp to there's some dark shit swirling around underneath all this, and the afterlife stuff also where it's there's parts of it that are normal or relatively normal compared to the real human world, and parts of it are German expressionist, and that juxtaposition. So when you take your trailer and you literally have like 3/4 of it be like you say, not funny, not scary, not anything in particular, it is I can't say that I'm not looking forward to it because I'm looking forward to it, but I am definitely. This was a clunker. It was a clunker of a trailer. I wish everyone well, and I hope it's a success because I like everyone involved.
Yeah.
But it's it definitely seemed like on first watch I was like, huh, and then second watch I was like, eh, and then like by the time like my wife watched it with us, is like, yeah, no. Mm. It just kind of slid slowly down the wall, like that's the only way I can describe it. It's like there was nothing to it. There was nothing to it, nothing to a movie that's supposed to be a thing. you know
Right.
so
Right.
that was that. Yeah, so I don't know, man. How's the weather there? Is it still super hot all the time?
Yes. I everybody is finally back to school as of this morning, and so I thought I would finally get to go for a walk again. And like the moment I opened the back door, I'm like, not yet, not today.
Sizzle.
I think mainly because it's been kind of humid, and so
Oh,
an 87-degree day in Arizona is nice break from things typically at this time of year, but with the humidity,
yeah, with
it's
80% humidity, you're living in Houston.
right. Exactly. So, hope we'll try again tomorrow, get everybody out the door. And we'll try to go for another. I was doing so good when it came to um the walking. And I'm a year past my injury, which I can't recall if I talked about it on here. Stumbling over a row of seats at Chase Field after a
Yeah,
Diamond
yeah, yeah. I think you
Court.
briefly mentioned it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sober, I will mention. I have not drank since the 2010s. And just I don't know if I told this story. I was drinking at a company party,
Mhm.
and for the company I worked for at the time, and I was like, I don't enjoy this anymore, you
It's
know?
so fun.
I don't feel like getting inebriated, and um, I don't particularly enjoy the taste of what I'm drinking. And I think I'm just gonna stop. And so I did, and I haven't looked back. And that's been a good 7-ish years, I think. I'd
Yeah.
have maybe 6, maybe 8. But now when I do things like stumble over a row of empty seats at ballparks, I have to explain I'm just very clumsy and stupid. I don't have a drinking problem.
Completely sober. Just a human, well, whatever, slinky. Bloop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't quit. I haven't officially quit drinking, but I do not drink to anything like the standard that I had when I was a lot younger. It is. It's just not. It's not fun, and it's not that it's gross, but I feel like it throws things out of whack so much easier now that I've gotten older and stopped drinking as much, and it's never been appealing to be like, I'm gonna get blackout drunk, you know. So yeah, you need sobriety chips for like, man, we didn't really have a problem with it, but man, just kind of, you know, not really an alcohol problem, just sort of like, yeah, I don't care anymore. I just really don't have anything to prove, I guess.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's I applied for another job online today. The 40 millionth application that I'm sure will get rejected or never hear anything back from. That's the part. My old company rejects things. Like
Right.
I will see a thing that said, "Oh yeah, you're not getting this." Nobody else does that. Like I just do not hear back from anybody. Like not callback, not an email. You know,
Yeah. It just really depends on the field and
yeah,
the position in the company.
it does.
I get I wouldn't say good feedback, but I do get feedback from that stuff. Um, but we are about at time. It's about 45
Right.
seconds. Should we call it?
Yep. So
Good luck with everything.
yeah, you too, man.
We'll touch base more, and everybody keep enjoying these times, precedented or otherwise.
Yes, exactly. All right. Talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
We are back on the YouTube channel. We are back in the podcast feed, and we are also on social media on X and on Instagram at Shakeytown Radio. There's a blue sky as well, so check that out and read up all on the archives at shakeytownradio.com.